Broadcasting live from the moon and back, this is The Coin Chat, the most trusted voice for all things cryptocurrency. Each week we dissect an important issue and cut through the noise and misinformation out there in the world of blockchain, cryptocurrency, and ICOs, capturing the facts that truly matter to you that will give you an edge in this fast-moving emerging market. The who, what, where, when, and how of what you need to know in crypto to get ahead so you don't get left behind. Now here are your co-hosts, financial and crypto experts Yuri Cataldo and Steve Good.
Well, we like random conversations, which is why we have Moritz here from Holochain to talk with us, right, Yuri?
We do. Moritz, it's a pleasure to have you on the show.
So it is likewise for me. Good to be here.
Cool. So we're recording. We're live. Not live, but we can keep talking about what it's like, Yuri. As Yuri was saying, just before we started recording, sorry about that, Yuri. I should have given you that extra minute to talk about being on Broadway and never sleeping with the director, right?
That's right. Okay, so I say that anecdotally just because I haven't. When I worked on Broadway, it's not like I was given that option. So
wait, it's never an option. You have to earn your right to that being there, right? So,
no, I meant sleeping with the director, like working your way there and sleeping with whoever is around.
If they were gay or if they were men, I can understand why you might not want it to go down that path. But
it depends how ambitious you are. I'm not here to judge.
Well, that's fair. I mean, if you want to move your way up in the world, I suppose you just do what you got to do, right, Moritz? Oh, he's giving us the finger.
No, he's giving us the 1 minute thing.
Sound was gone for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For a second.
We're still here chatting away, so don't worry.
Yeah.
So Moritz, welcome. Nice to have you here from Holochain. I know you had some interesting things you wanted to tell us about, so.
Give me a second. Zoom is fucking me right now. 1 second.
Oh, sure.
Come on. All right.
You're shaking your head no.
No, he's got no sound. Sorry, I was trying to
Oh, I thought you were just telling me. Cut.
He's muted. Well, there was that too.
Yeah, well.
How about now? I'm back?
You're back.
Yes, you're back. You're
okay,
back.
Good.
Yeah, you never went away. We saw you the whole time, like we're like spy camera guys over here.
Like a little start-stop thing, yeah.
Yeah, slightly.
Very good.
All right. But yeah, I'm here to try something different, I think. I remember seeing David Atkinson's conversation with you guys and really liking the flow of that, sort of more of a conversational tone, really sort of sharing a bit of the behind the scenes of some of the thinking that is happening in his head, at least. And the topic itself, I think, was fascinating as well, about the 10 rules or 10 questions to ask yourself when you're about to pull the trigger and build your own cryptocurrency and tokenomics and all that stuff. And so what I've been working on with David, both in my own time as well as the one that we share, is basically he realized in those conversations that he has with all these people that he talks to in partnership conversations, in project collaboration conversations, all those kind of things, that there's not really a good framework for people who are not from crypto, who don't have a good understanding of crypto, to make those decisions that they need to make in order to set their business onto the right path for the future, and not just for the next year for the fundraising, but for the years to come when the thing actually becomes a real business and the community gathers around it and users actually adopt it. And so out of those conversations, he started to realize, for example, something that people don't understand is that there is a difference between a protocol, a platform, and a framework. And these are not the same thing. And you might not want
a pilot and a proof of concept.
Yeah, sure. Or even what a white paper even means at this point. I mean,
that's a good point. I mean, even white papers are confusing because we should actually have yellow papers, which are business papers, and white papers, which are actually technical. And everyone's jumbled the whole thing up. And now I've seen black papers and I've seen blue ones.
We have a green paper.
I'm waiting for the unicorn paper because that would just make my kids so happy,
Now we're bringing out some light papers at some point. So
okay, light. Well, that's okay.
Light papers.
Well, hey, this is Steve Good on the Coin Chat with Yuri Cataldo. and Moritz Bierling from Holochain. Great to have you, Moritz. We're always here to have some fun, so welcome to the show.
Good to be here. Starting it right off.
Tell us,
Totally.
you wanted to talk about protocols versus platforms, or was there something else? Because I know you sent me a URL before the show, and I was expecting some really exciting thing, and all you got was like 5 text messages on a URL, and it was like, I don't know what to say. I don't even know what this is.
I don't even remember what I sent you.
I'm going to find it, and I'll put it up on the show so people can see what it is, because I thought it was so hilarious.
Yeah.
Sure.
But,
Although, wait. So, sorry, Martis, but while Steve is searching for that, could you tell us about yourself?
Oh, of course. Yes. So I'm a 26-year-old German. Sometimes I like to call myself a hamburger, which is true, because I'm from Hamburg, Germany.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been working with Holo and Holochain for the past year or so. I had actually been following the project that it came out of, Scepter, and the project that came out of MetaCurrency for about 5 years. And so I was aware of them for quite some time. And when I saw their sort of volunteerish, research-ish efforts starting to become something that looked more like a business or like an actual technology that you could use, I realized, whoa, like the philosophy stuff that they've been building out and the technology stuff that they've been researching is some next level shit, and I want to be involved. And so I started talking about it on Facebook, on Twitter. I started creating videos on YouTube, and had lots of conversations, drew people in who were smart and who were like wondering, what is this about? Yeah. And so over time, it became pretty clear to them that I was somebody who was not just sort of a random passerby, but somebody who was interested in bringing this to people and to not only take it in, but actually develop it further. And
Moritz, I just want to say one thing. You are somebody, okay?
Thank you. This makes me so happy.
I feel so warm and special with you now.
I was so doubtful that I actually was somebody that.
Well, you're somebody that sends me this kind of thing, right? It says, welcome to the Holo example node at 172.22.204.2202. And I thought, wow, that's so cool. What does that mean? It says, if you have reached here, then the following things have successfully occurred. And I said, I didn't do any of these things.
Right.
You win.
Yeah, I got the requested domain name. It's been forwarded, and I got this requested domain name that's been retrieved. And I'm thinking, with an HApp identifier, and I'm thinking, now I really have no idea what's going on here. And then the HApp identifier has been used to retrieve a tranche of nodes, and I'm thinking, are we speaking in French or in German now? I'm not sure.
Yeah, those things happen there, but they happen not because you did something other than like going to the URL. Like it's just something that happens automatically, and I sent you that because it is something more than just me talking about Holo. It is something where you can see that something has happened that allowed you to see that page. That is not just us talking about Holo existing and being maybe something in the future, but actually what you're seeing there is, okay, you went to a URL that resolved into something. You can see this text there. And so all these things have happened. You don't have to have the technical understanding to understand what that means exactly, but it tells you that, oh, these guys have figured out Holo to some minimum viable product in a sense, and it can actually host something from a distributed app, a Holochain app that is not in the client-server model, and bridge that to you through the browser, through the URL.
So a distributed app is effectively feeding like up onto a web page now.
Exactly.
Oh, that's really cool. That's very
why
cool.
I sent you that.
Wow. Okay. Well, I didn't. Yeah. I was too thick to understand. I apologize for that.
Well, we're still at the point where all of the things that we're doing require tons and tons of explanation, and so I don't fault you for that.
Sure.
Well, I had 6 checkmark bullet points, and I got past bullet point 1 and said, Yuri, I don't know. He said he was going to send me a demo, and the demo consists of 6 bullet points with a congratulations at the end. I was so excited about the congratulations part. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah. But yeah, like perhaps I give some more context for the people that are listening and wondering what we're talking about.
Too.
Because I mean, Holochain and Holo, some of you have probably watched the ones with David Atkinson, our commercial director at Holo. But for those who haven't, Holo and Holochain are two sort of sister companies, or rather, yeah, companies and sort of communities as well. And so the one that came about first was Holochain, which is basically a pre and post blockchain technology, which sounds weird. It's not a quantum thing, but it basically was designed in principle in the very basic design before Bitcoin was even released to the public, but it was never actually implemented until about 2 or 2.5 years ago.
Right.
And so when they then started to make this something that isn't only a research effort, but actually something that is getting effort behind it, people are putting in energy and money and their trust, it became something that is now already 2 years in existence, and you can already build apps. We call them Holochain apps, sort of our little cutesy term for distributed apps on Holochain. And then we realized, wow, this thing is so next level that people still don't really get it, and they don't know how to interact with it, and they don't know what to do with it. And so we realized, okay, if we are serious about reaching it, like the mainstream, the masses with distributed apps, which I think everybody in the crypto space should be serious about and should wonder about what it takes to get there, then we not only have to build the technology, we also have to build a bridge that people can walk across from where they are to where they need to go by going through Holo. And so we created this company called Holo, which is a cloud hosting market, basically similar to Amazon Web Services, which is where every app that you have on your phone, nearly every app on your phone uses Amazon Web Services. Basically, all of your apps run on their servers, and it is through them that you are able to access all your like different little communities, different functionalities, etc. And so we're doing the same thing that Amazon Web Services does, but with crypto, and allowing you to enter into a distributed app without realizing that you're even using crypto. And it is this kind of thing where people who are using crypto apps don't even realize that they're using crypto, where we need to get to so that we can get to the masses and not pitch to people, hey, buy my token, this token is the best, and like do this propaganda war, but instead just provide functionality, use, and value, and then have people join something because the app gives them something they need rather than sort of being ideologically bought in.
Right.
So one thing that comes to my mind immediately when you talk about this decentralized version of an app or a HAP is the performance that might be degrading because we don't know who's serving up that HAP to us and what level of capacity their box has and how much can you throttle it or how much has it been tuned. And I'm sort of giving away the fact that I worked in software testing for many years in the fintech world. So I'm very conscious of how important it is to be able to, to deal with large scale volume. And if it's a single user test, that's one thing. But if you suddenly have 1,000 people or 10,000 people hit that same HAP at the same time, what happens then?
Well, this is the place where I sort of have to explain a bit how Holochain works to distinguish it from how you're used to thinking about blockchain, because that carries all kinds of assumptions with it that are not really properly applied to our technology.
Okay.
And so I'll do the very simple version of how Holochain.
You see that, Yuri? We get the simple version. You see what that says about us?
I appreciate the simple version.
You can ask me to go into more detail if you want, but I doubt it.
No, Yuri appreciates the simple version.
I appreciate simple version.
Cool.
I appreciate Yuri.
Fair enough. I'll do my
go for it. We're just having a bit of fun.
Maybe you're happy too.
No. Actually, it's good. Keep it simple because I think everyone appreciates. Start simple, and then we can get into more depth as we need to. So awesome. So go for it. Yeah, tell us.
So basically, when you come from blockchain, you have a certain set of assumptions. You think that a blockchain needs to have a consensus algorithm. You need to have people all have the data basically available if they're full nodes. You expect them to have some kind of proof of whatever, be it works or stake or whatever, not the steak that you eat, hopefully. And that doesn't really apply to us. because our technology is not a sort of linear extrapolation or marginal marginal improvement to blockchain, sort of going from Bitcoin